Hey everybody, this is Deepshika from Socially Group, and today I have such a special person that I am interviewing today. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, Dee. Thank you for having
J-
me here.
my pleasure. Jessie is the founder of the Soul Clean Company, and I have written it down because I kind of mess my words. Soul Clean Company makes energy cleansing, crystal infused bath bombs and soaps. Oh my God, these smell so great, Jessie. I have
Yeah.
tried them on and I call them like my 10 minutes of my own spa. I absolutely love them. She is also an intuitive empowerment coach. And I'm gonna ask you to talk about these soaps and how you created them in a little bit because I feel like that's such an important journey and that's an important part of who you are. Um, but let me just give a background to how we ended up working together because a lot of my audience knows that I don't really work with product-based businesses. I work with service-based businesses, service providers, coaches, consultants. And Jessie signed up to work with me almost around the time when COVID had hit. It was around like April-ish, May-ish time,
Mhm.
because Jessie wanted to grow her intuitive empowerment coaching business. COVID hit, and Jessie's husband was home. Her boy was home, and she was like, well, what do I do? Like, what do I do with my time right now? She's like, I know one thing, and that is to make these amazing fucking uh, bath bombs and soaps. And she went out there and she started making them. And oh my God, they are such a huge success. So Jessie, I would love to talk to you today about your experience, of working with me, of this entire experience of this almost like a path that you've created for yourself. Like you didn't let Corona let you down and put you down. You were like, I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna make money and all of that. So first of all, tell me about these soaps. Why did you create them?
Well, 10 years ago, I did a lot of intuitive coaching and also doing pranic healing. And I would, do energy clearing for my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some ways that I even do it for myself, which is through this bath salts and,
Mm-hmm.
soaps. I kind of created it for myself and I did it and I felt really good every time I use it. And so I started
Mm-hmm.
recommending to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really at a very raw form at that time. So
Mm-hmm.
I formulated and try to refine it. And so this is what happens. And I wanted something that is more of a natural product that's very safe for the skin. So you don't have to worry
Mm-hmm.
about all the synthetic stuff that's being absorbed in the
Mm-hmm.
skin. And
Mm-hmm.
as also that you feel the energetic part of it. So I use high
Mm-hmm.
quality essential oils and
Mm-hmm.
lots of sea salt,
Mm-hmm.
which is being used, in the ancient times to help remove negative energies.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I created this that is hope to empower empaths so that they don't feel overwhelmed and drained by all this excess energy that's going on. Uh,
Yes.
and I feel like this is going to be a great tool for everybody in their own bathroom.
Oh, absolutely. And especially during right now where we are feeling a lot of energy, especially empath. I was looking at your Instagram and you said made by an empath for other empaths, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Um, where I definitely feel a lot, and actually I was missing it already. So as you know, I built this business when I was in Malaysia
Yes.
about was it 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to move here, so I shut it down and took 2 years to kind of recover and settle
Yeah.
in. And the whole 2 years, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't find anything in the market to help me. I
Yeah.
mean, I could do energy clearing by myself, but it's just not
Mm-hmm.
as effective as
Mm-hmm.
soaking in the bathtub with my bath bombs and have my oils
Mm-hmm.
with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I got really anxious, and we were in a 2-bedroom apartment, and my husband was
Mm-hmm.
like, you got to start this thing again. You're getting really anxious.
Yeah.
No, this is only a 2-bedroom apartment. How can I even have this huge table
Mm-hmm.
here and all my, my materials? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, these are large, very bulky stuff like the
Yeah.
bath bomb molds and soap molds.
Mm-hmm.
And he convinced me, and so I started making them.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And Jessie, this is what I love about this work. This is what I love about working with entrepreneurs like you. Like we are totally, the word that I use is unfuckable, right? It doesn't matter whether it's coronavirus, it doesn't matter if it's 2 bedroom. And sometimes we need like a little nudge from our husbands and from our children and from our peers or from our coaches. But we go out there and we do this shit. And that's why we take scary decisions to invest in coaches, to take that course, to, take courageous act. I
Mhm.
absolutely fucking love your spirit and the story.
Oh, thank you.
So
I
let's talk. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just want to add that ever since I made the bath bombs and the soaps, it's brought so much miracle with not just with myself and then moving into this new home and having this,
Yeah.
even having the space for it is amazing. Its home is
Yeah.
basically made for making more bath bombs and soaps.
Oh,
But also hearing the stories from other women, other
mm,
empaths, on how it has
mm,
helped them, especially at this time.
mm,
I didn't
mhm,
think when I made this during the coronavirus
mhm.
lockdown that it was going to be helpful for other empaths. I was just doing it for me,
Yes,
basically, and
yes.
for my selfish needs,
Mhm, mhm.
But I didn't know that all the other empaths are like, oh my God, thank you so much for making this. Thank you for
Yeah,
following your calling because it helps me so much. It
yeah,
really helps me to be more centered, more grounded, with more of myself.
yeah,
And that makes it all so much more worth it to be
yeah.
doing this business. So,
Right, right. That's lovely. And I feel like that's so true when we really live in alignment and we follow our soul's purpose. Like literally magic starts happening. And similarly like you, Jesse just moved to a brand new house, a beautiful house. It happened with me too. When I started following my purpose, suddenly found this beautiful dream house, and things have been like things just start like becoming better and better in your life. Jesse, let's go back to the time when you reached out to me and you wanted to work with me. So, like, what was that thing that was like that made you feel like, okay, let me send this message to Deepshika. I want to work with her.
well, first of all, it was that video that you appear on Marie TV.
Yeah.
And you look absolutely stunning there. You were so
Oh,
confident.
thank you.
And I was like, and when you opened your mouth and you said, I stopped taking pocket money from my husband, I was like,
Uh-huh.
no way that she used to take pocket money from her husband. And I was in that situation. So for that 2 years, I was struggling with a lot of health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Also, trying to settle in here in the US again. And I had to take money from my husband, and there was no way I
Yeah.
could survive, and I was not able to do
Mm-hmm.
any business. So when
Mm-hmm.
I hear that you're in that situation, you were in that situation, and now look at where you are, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta know more from her. I gotta learn something from her. Like, how the
Aw.
hell did she do it? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then also I was into coaching, and I wanted to start
Yeah.
that again. But
Mm-hmm.
because I was in and out of that for so long,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just, I don't know how to get my feet wet again. I don't know how to
Yes.
start the
Mm-hmm.
conversation or even
Yeah.
network with other women. Like,
Totally.
what is it like again,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to dress up anymore after this lockdown.
Yeah, and it happens with so many women, right? Like especially for women who had to stop working because of kids or change countries or change careers. It's almost like I call it jumpstart. It's not that we don't know how to run a business. It's not that we don't know how to function or get dressed and go out and meet people. We just need a little jump start, and sometimes we need that help. I also want to say that like a lot of people, like majority of people, they come to me and they're like, "We saw your video on my TV and blah blah blah. We loved it and all that." And taking pocket money from your husband is not a bad thing. It's not, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing like wrong about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when the video came out, my husband was like, "You said that?" It's like, did you really say that? And now everybody's going to think that I'm the man who used to give pocket money. And I was like, honey, like, think about it. You supported us financially. You helped me get here. If it wasn't for my husband's financial support, I wouldn't even be able to do all these things. So it's if you're someone who's still taking pocket money from your husband, take it. Go get a dress, get a pedicure, take it. But what's the beautiful story about here is that you come to a point where you're like, oh, now I'm self-sufficient. Like, now I have my financial independence. And I think that's the part that, Jessie, for you and for me and for so many women like us, that's so, so important. Am I correct?
I want to say that you put the shame out of this. You take it out
Yeah.
of this whole situation. Because
Oh,
I used to
yeah.
be ashamed of like, I'm not able to earn my own income and now I have to
Mm-hmm.
rely on my husband. And that's how I look at it, and how other women may look at other women who's not able to go to work, who
True.
has dedicated their life to taking care of their family. And in my
Yeah.
situation was, we have moved 3 different countries in the last 5 years. So that
Yeah.
was almost impossible for me to look for a job, and then having a baby. And now
Yes.
that my son is 5, I feel like, okay, this is when I can be self-sufficient.
Absolutely.
It's not just being having an income, but is more
Yeah.
of like becoming of who you are. Like, what was that
Totally.
deeper purpose that you have? And I
Yeah.
really want to step into it and feel more of myself, and more than
Yeah.
just a mom, basically. So thank you for that, for
My
taking that
pleasure.
shame out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I see like a lot of women who come into my circle, they're in my orbit and they're moms. Some of them are stay-at-home moms, and they're like, I don't know how to start a business. I've not done this. I'm like, no, you actually have been an entrepreneur in training. So that financial support, that all the things that we dealt with our kids, with our in-laws, with our families and everything, you are an entrepreneur in training. Like there's something known as a silent momentum, which we actually use a lot in Hook 'em and Book 'em. So it's the time when things are not happening outside, like you can't see sales, but there's a lot of things that are happening inside. And suddenly when those silent momentum that goes forward, and suddenly you see that sale happening and you see like people coming in. So
Absolutely.
thank you for even like addressing that and mentioning that. So tell me, like, what was your biggest like aha moment, your experience of working with me?
Well, that was one. And then you taught me how to talk to my niche, to get
Mm.
the message that they want to hear and what they want to learn from me.
Mm-hmm.
You also tell me how to be more of myself, and what are the things that I'm most passionate about. I
Mm-hmm.
especially love the coat of arms, where
Mm.
what is it that I'm the things that really interest me in my life, and
Mm-hmm.
that really makes me me. So
Yes.
every time, like, for one of the things is crystals, or things about energy cleansing, and if my friends
Yeah.
saw anything about that on Instagram, they would
Mm-hmm.
forward it to me and say, oh, Jessie, I
Wow.
know you will like this because this is all about you. So I
Yeah.
start to see now, like, how you build your own brand along all these things, and how people
Mm-hmm.
recognize you through this
Mm-hmm.
topic of interest.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like that you asked me to keep sharing and be unapologetic about it,
Mm.
about your wins, about what you've learned, all those different topics that you listed out for me. So it makes it a lot easier for me now to discuss or write, because in
Mm-hmm.
the past I'll be like, oh my God, what do I share? I don't even know what to say about myself, or is it
Yeah.
interesting to talk about myself? So
Yeah.
yeah, now we make it easier. I know how to write, and that translates to the Soul Clean Company's website. And
Yeah.
I've been on there, and all the copywriting I did by myself, and I was able to
Beautiful.
write because of how you put it in a structure for me. So
Yeah, yeah. And we're going to share Jessie's Instagram and her website here. Please go check it out. Her website is beautiful. Hang on,
thank
there's
you.
some voice, like some noise in the background. Her website is beautiful. Her copy is beautiful. When I saw it, I remember messaging you and saying, did you hire someone to write it? Who wrote this for you? And you were like, I did.
I did, yeah. I have a proofreader, and she went in and correct some grammar mistakes, but other than that, yeah, I did it myself.
I love it. All right, so let's talk about like the fabulous, fabulous results that you're having. So talk to me about it. Like, feel free to tell us, like, how much you've made. Talk to me about how, whenever you post about these, they're just snatched away from the website. Tell me about all of that, Jessie.
So when I first started, I was only sharing it on Instagram story on my personal page. So I had no
Mm-hmm.
website. I had no business page for the bath bombs at all. And I wasn't even doing any Facebook ads, obviously. So I was
Yes.
just sharing because I love how it turned out. I was happy that
Mm-hmm.
they are still the same as I had imagined it. And then all of a sudden I have people like, can I buy it? Can I buy it? Can I buy it? And then the first week alone, I made more than, I think, $1,500.
Wow.
And then the following, another $500. And then now, since I launched on May 26th, I've made almost $4,000. And that's,
Wow.
being able to, I just really make it everything on my pace, at my pace, at my terms. I didn't want to like, I need to create 1,000 bath bombs and try to sell it and force to sell it. I'm just really making it by the supply and demand of it. And so that I don't overwork myself. So oftentimes, there's only this much to sell, and then I have a lot of demand, so they sell out really quickly.
Yes. Although I think you're selling yourself short, Jessie. I don't think they sell out quickly because you're not making enough. I think they sell out quickly because they look so amazing. And the moment you talk about it, people are like, oh my God, I want it.
I think it's also the energetic properties behind it. When people look at it, they really do feel it. And for a lot of the empaths, they, not only it looks attractive, but they feel like, oh my God, somebody is speaking my language.
Yes.
And
Oh my God, yes. And it's so important because I always say I teach my clients to work with their energy. Like I do that. So like what you said, that I wasn't forcing myself to create like thousands and thousands, because I know as an empath, as someone who has big emotions, a lot of feelings, me too, by the way, can get overworked and overwhelmed. So I am working with my energy. And that is what translates into, sales, into clients, into money. And I wish like I could just like shake people and tell them that this is it. Like, don't look for outer things. Like, it's about working in alignment, working with your energy. And when with that energy, you go out and talk about your products, you talk about your offers, there is no way that people are not going to buy it. It will sell.
It will sell.
It will sell. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you show me that there is, if you have the service for it, there is going to be people for it. And you always mention, and I love the part where you say I'm a generator. So I know that as a generator, I need a long time to get to the idea or, even present it. And now I don't feel ashamed of myself for taking such a long time, because that's how I work. And then I also know that if I do work on it, that is truly from my gut feel, that there is going to be people who will benefit from it. So I know that too.
Yeah. And for those of you who are wondering, what's this generator thing? It's human design. So I work with my clients based on their unique human design. And that's why, the strategies are very, very unique and customized and not cookie cutter, which I found to be in like most courses that usually are very cookie cutter. There's like one strategy fits all. Love that, Jessie. So can you also talk to me a little bit about how you stopped taking pocket money from your husband?
Well, since I have earned the money, I just said, you know what, I have more than enough. I actually have more than enough. And since the lockdown too, I had never really, I've learned to live in a very minimalistic way where I don't buy a lot of clothes, I'm just using like even my eyeshadow, I use it with my contour, whatever shadows I have, I'm just going to use it on my eyelids. But anyway, since I've earned that money, I don't need it from him. And we were able to pay off a lot of other things that were on our cards. And more actually, and a lot more blessings come in, because now I don't have the need of like, I can't get this or that. I'm not in the lack mentality anymore. So then all of a sudden, all this blessing, like this house came in, more people come and help, and then there's more people. Like people take their time to review, like you take the time to review my bath bombs and stuff like that. So people are working for me, and I didn't ask for it. So that's all these extra blessings that come with it. And he's in so much more at ease, knowing that I'm not just the monetary term, but just knowing that I'm happy. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, you are such a treasure, Jessie. You're like you're a hero. So, anything you would like to say to people who might be like, oh, who is this Deepshikha? Should we work with her? Like, we keep hearing about the way she works and the clients wins. What would you say to them?
First of all, I want to say I want to put in the right way. You have been so supportive of my journey. And at that time when I came to you with coaching, you know exactly what I want to do, and you trust that in me 100%, more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And you had no doubt that I was going to make it. And then all of a sudden the lockdown happened. And then I pivoted. I had to change because I don't have the privacy and a quiet space to do my coaching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you were also like, yeah, do it. Use what I taught you, do it. I'm supportive of it. And so I love that you don't come from a place of judgment at all. You just really see me for who I am. And so I feel really comfortable with that. And also because you're a mom, so you understand me as a mom, where my struggles are at, and, and how it's okay that we want to earn money. And so I feel like you have such deep compassion for women who wants to be an entrepreneur. And you put the steps down so clearly and so understandable that, again, I would fail only if I don't do it. I would fail only if I don't follow those steps. But, if you keep at it, if I keep at it and I do it every day, I'll continue to see result. And that's what's been motivating for me. So like I told you, I still refer to the master document that you have put up for me. I keep going back and keep adding it.
Love it.
So that one session alone has brought so much resources, just the 90 minutes. So, and then having that, how was it, like 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks of having the Vox, just knowing that you were there for me, that's been very helpful. So.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Anybody,
oh my
you guys
God.
want to start working with Dee, please go hire her. If you want to get your feet wet, you were like me. I was so scared. I was so insecure about myself. And I'm now on the other side in just a couple months. And I can tell you that I'm feeling a lot different. I'm a lot more confident with my copy, with who I am, with my business. So
Yeah. Your energy is so different. You're so confident. And I feel like that's why we women, we need to make more money and we need to have our businesses, because a lot of our confidence comes from the fact that we are in service to other people. We are doing the work that we love and we are doing it. We are in the arena. We are doing it every day. And a lot of confidence comes from that. And I love what you said. And I remember you posted it even in my Facebook group, that there's only one way this wouldn't work, is if we don't do the work. It's gonna work. And it's so true. It's so true. Like the process that I have, I've gone through that process. Fun fact, I was just chilling out on my couch the other day, and I was telling my husband, I was like, 2 years ago, I doubted myself that my process works, but now I don't. Like, now I know my process works because I've worked it with myself and with other people as well.
I also want to add that, because you understand me as a mom and we have really tight schedule, and we are all full-time moms working from home. Whether you're working or not, you're still a mom.
Yes.
And when you're a mom, you're also working. You're constantly thinking about business. And physically, we can't be at two places at once. So you understand that, we only have X amount of hours that we can be productive with our business. And for me, you help me to figure out how many hours I can work in a day. You help me to figure out how much I want to earn. And, I may want to earn, only $5,000 a month, for example. I need to work out, like, how many hours can I work on myself in order to achieve that number. So, and then again, when I see it from that perspective, I'm no longer beating myself up for saying, oh, you can't achieve more because you're less of, or you don't, or even if you have all that time and you can't do it. But the fact is, we don't really have all that time.
Yeah.
I probably only have 4 hours a day that I'm most productive. And I'm doing it all by myself. I mean, I create a website, I take the photos, I write, Instagram and all that stuff in 4 hours a day, probably even 4 days a week. and I'm pooped and I'm still working until the boy goes to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So again, you take that shame away from me, and I no longer
Yeah.
beat myself up for saying you can't do more because you don't know how, or
Yeah.
you don't know how to earn money, but because I seriously don't have that much time. And
Right.
how do
Absolutely.
I use that time productive enough for me?
Absolutely. And I mean, I know for sure, I have absolute 100% confidence that you are going to be the one who is going to be on this journey. And very, very soon, you're going to even put in less hours, but make more money, because you're going to be able to hire out many, many things. I have absolutely not even a single doubt that you are going to be that person who'll be like, I can hire this out and maybe like take a nap right now, because that's what I do.
I hire my cleaners.
See? And I think that's the best place to start with, like, hiring out something. But I do know you're doing so great, Jessie. Oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing this, for talking to the people out there. And if you're listening, if you want to book in your 90-minute intensive with me, I have a few spots open. Book a call. We'll put the link below. And I would love to help you support your business, and I'd love to help you make your next big leap. Thank you so much, Jessie.
Yeah. Thank you.